My name is Aiden and this is a C0 Zhongli build video without using 5-star weapons so you can maximize your DPS and damage starting right now. Zhongli is really overpowered in a sense that he gives you offense and defense at the same time. Whether you think Bennett is OP with his Q skill giving massive attack boost and healing to your team, where it doesn't set on Anemo characters for elemental resistance, Zhongli's E skill provides huge defense to the team where you can tank most attacks from enemies while reducing elemental resistances and physical resistance at the same time, giving huge damage boost for your whole team. Zhongli has to be one of the best supports for squishy main DPS characters like Zhao and Razor, and the more you use Zhongli, he becomes one character that won't be left out when beating Spiral Abyss. And as everyone say, defense wins championships, Zhongli clearly gives the best defense where you won't even take any damage in the game. Zhongli's Q skill is very overpowered by how it works. It summons a meteor and it turns enemies into stones, making them immobilized for 4 seconds at talent level 10, and this ability is like having Cryo and Hydro character applying freeze without having to use them in your team of 4. Not only getting massive defense from his shield and increased attack from reduced resistances, his meteor gives ultimate sustain, especially because it only uses 40 energy. You can expect your team to not take damage at all, clearing the hardest content in the game. His skill makes it so that you don't really need to utilize super conduct or freeze reaction, and if you mix these reactions with Zhongli, it makes your team even more devastating. And whatever Genshin throws new hard contents to us in the future, if you have Zhongli, it'll make you feel like there's no difficulty with content. Not sure if this is good or bad when there is no challenge at all. Hey, what's up? Let me introduce you to my Zhongli build. He's level 90, using Deathmatch. For the artifacts, using Tenacity of the Millionth, getting the 2-piece set with HP increased by 20% and Noblesse Oblige with the burst damage of 20%. For the Feather, energy recharge, crit damage and crit rate on it. For the Flower, HP with energy recharge, crit damage, crit rate, and HP percent on it. For the Hourglass, HP percent with crit damage and energy recharge. Geo damage bonus cup with HP percent, crit damage and HP on it. And crit damage home with energy recharge, HP and HP percent. And for the attributes, he's sitting at 51.1% crit rate and 196.1% crit damage. 138.9% energy recharge. For the constellation, his 0 constellation. For the talents, 1 on the normal and charge attack, 6 on the E skill, and 9 on the Q skill, getting 835% increased damage. I'm gonna show you guys different builds for Zhongli. There's 3 different builds that you can go for. I personally think the burst support build is the best way to go. Second coming at if you want to go optimize the shield damage build, and you can skip over to these builds, which is going to be in the timestamp in the description below, so you can skip over to the builds that you want to see. Zhongli's team composition starts right now. Zhongli can be used in any team comp, making him a great fit to anyone. Since he doesn't take too much stage time, allowing your main DPS characters to do damage while he puts up even higher number when you swap him in and out. Since his E skill is like a minor superconduct with Anemo Viridescent set, this E skill reduces element for Anemo as well, making Zhongli especially a great support for Zhao and other Anemo characters. We have future Anemo character coming out, and Zhongli is definitely going to be a great support for the sword user. If you run another Geo character, whether it's the MC, Ningguang, or Albedo, you will get the elemental resonance, which in turn increases damage and shield strength while decreasing Geo resistance to the enemies. Running another Geo character alongside Zhongli is really good. If you have a physical main but don't have room for another element user, you can use Zhongli instead. Zhongli fits right into any team comp, making him very OP support. Zhongli physical build is mainly used with Crescent Pike, and if you are lucky enough to get these prototypes to drop, you can see massive white numbers by in which how fast Zhongli attacks. Utilizing superconduct to maximize damage would be ideal for this build, while further reducing physical resistance with its E. Zhongli can pack a huge punch in terms of physical damage. With the artifact sets, you can use 2-piece Bloodstain getting 25% additional physical damage bonus, and with Gladiator getting 18% attack. Rechasing Polite 4-piece works with this build as you're looking to do normal and charge attack attacks. The new artifact set, Pale Flame, would be a good set to go for, where this set also gives 25% physical damage bonus with 2-piece set bonus and 4-piece giving additional 25% physical damage bonus plus 18% attack increase when it has 2 stacks. While the numbers won't be anywhere near Razor, and with upcoming character Eula, that's going to take full advantage with the Pale Flame set, Zhongli is best used as supporting main DPS characters while providing huge amounts of damage with his Q as a bursty support. Zhongli's defense shield build is also a viable option if you're looking to tank everything in Genshin. This build is actually very easy to build without spending too much resources, making this build a viable option for free-to-play players. This build emphasizes stacking HP percent much as you can to increase shield strength as high as possible. Because Zhongli's E skill and Q skill scales off HP, this build actually does increase damage for his Q, but it's not going to be optimal for his Q damage. However, his shield strength will be so high that you will be tanking almost everything and much more. While you're farming artifacts, you probably have a lot of HP percent artifact that you don't really use, and you can just equip them on him so you can maximize his shield potential. This build can also work with weapon Black Tassel, which is a 3-star weapon with HP percent as primary. Your Zhongli can provide shield strength of a Goliath. Zhongli Burst build has to be one of the most OP builds in Genshin, and this is where you can optimize him for maximum potential as you're building around his strengths. Zhongli was meant to deal massive damage with his Q, which gives 900% damage at talent level 10, and optimizing his build to maximize the Q damage is the way to go. This build does take time to farm the artifact sets, but once you get the right weapons and artifacts, your Zhongli will most likely deal most damage considering playtime of the character. What I mean is that you're going to switch to Zhongli, use the E skill and Q skill, and switch away, but because his Q does so much damage with 40 energy cost, it feels like he's doing most damage without having to use him in the floor as much compared to other main DPS characters that take a lot of stage time. The best weapons for this build is apparently 5-star weapons, Staff of Homa staying at the top, which comes with crit damage as main stat while providing HP percent with the secondary, which is 2 major stats you're looking for in building Zhongli. Other 5-star weapons, Jade Spear and Vortex, are good options for Zhongli, and because these weapons need to be wished using primals, I feel like going for 4-star weapons with Deathmatch and Black Clip Pull is the way to go. Crit damage and crit rate weapons are always good, and to stay relevant with his burst damage, these 2 weapons will provide you with good DPS while being a budget player. As absolutely free to play, Prototype is viable as it comes with energy recharge, making you spam his Q optimally. Now to go over best artifacts for this build, if you're mainly focused on his burst damage and want to optimize it at the highest potential, 2-piece Archaic Petra getting 50% geo damage bonus with 2-piece Noblesse getting 20% increased burst damage is the way to go. The new artifact set Tenacity of Miliath is actually tailored for Zhongli, as this set gives you 20% increased HP with the 2-piece set bonus, and at 4-piece set bonus you'll be giving increased 20% attack to party members and 30% increased shield, as this will complete your Zhongli as it will optimize both his E and Q at the same time. You'll be losing out on some damage potential as opting to go for 2-piece Tenacity along with 2-piece Noblesse or 2-piece Archaic Petra. The 4-piece Tenacity of Miliath will provide both offense and defense for all of your party, making your Zhongli even more powerful for assisting your team. For the Sands, going for HP percent will be ideal. For the substats, mainly look for HP percent, crit rate, and crit damage, as these 3 stats will provide biggest numbers. Zhongli is definitely one of the most OP characters in Genshin. Whether you like him with the character design or his playstyle, having him in your arsenal will provide a lot of versatility in choosing right team composition. While you're on cruise control, help your boy out with a sub and notification. I stream every Saturday 2 PM Asia time, 12 AM Eastern time. Thanks for watching. My name is Aiden, and I will see you in the next video.